Sheesh, that overbanding is slippage.
Well folks, we're on the Cherohala Skyway.
What a view. Okay then, right, I've got the Insta360 Pros back on. So that was two wheels.
There's just not been any issue with them in terms of, you know, software problems, file corruptions. GoPro could definitely learn a lot. Right, morning folks. Welcome to day something. I'm here in Robbinsville. Stayed in a motel here last night. As you can see, it's raining. The rain started to get quite heavy, so I just end-X last night. I was supposed to go and do the Cherohala Skyway and a wee bit more, but I just thought, you know what, there's no point, because it was real heavy. Oh, didn't realise this was there. God, I could have stayed there, right next to a restaurant. I ended up with a Subway again last night. I'm struggling. Like, I wanted the full sort of local experience, diners and local restaurants and stuff, but
because I'm on like touristy roads and we're not quite in the season yet, yeah, so a lot of places have been shut, and it's kind of forced me into pushing on into the big towns. And when you get into the big towns, it's just chains. There's loads and loads of chains, and even some of the local type places, they seem to be shut as well, because I'm assuming it's because it's out of season. There's quite a severe weather warning for the next few days. Luckily not where I am. I'm right on the sort of western edge of it. It's sort of a little bit further east and all the way to the coast and north. They're talking about snow, deep snow, tornadoes, all sorts. I've missed that by, you know, a day. What's today going to bring? Well, the plan for today is the Cherohala Skyway, which I'm just on my way to now. Then I'm going to turn south and head down towards a place called Such, I think it's called, S-U-C-H-E-S. And then from there, I'm just going to start heading north. It's actually quite a big day today, 335 miles, because I stopped about 50 odd miles short yesterday. So I'm having to make that up today. However, I think I'm about a day ahead of schedule somehow. Thinking about it, I think I gave myself a day, like a day off the bike in Nashville. Basically so I could go and have a beer and do something. So at the moment, I think that's maybe what I'll do. Although, if I'm meeting up with Yog tomorrow, that might use up that day. All depends where I end up tonight, to be honest. We'll play it by ear, who knows. Sheesh, that overbanding is slippage. You see the front go there? Whoa, whoa. I'm glad I wasn't pushing on. Sheesh, that was a wake up, blimey. It's just, I was getting complacent because the roads felt really quite nice and grippy. That woke me up. So we're on our way to the Cherohala. We're not on it yet, but this road is fantastic. It's all signposted for Cherohala, just follow from Robbinsville. I'll put my route down below anyway, as always. In all these vids, if you have a look at the description, there'll be a link to download the Kalimoto route. If you don't have Kalimoto as yet and you fancy giving it a go, DM me or email me, info@TeapotOne.com. I'll send you a link for a month's free trial or 20% off. Give it a go. There's a lot of criticism out there of Kalimoto, predominantly by people that used it a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. It's come on a long way, and they're always developing it. I've got some older tutorial style vids on Kali. I need to update them because it's been updated quite a bit since then. Yes, they are a channel sponsor, but please believe me, if I thought there was a better alternative, I would go with them. I only want the best, don't I, on my channel. Why would you use anything else? I've done quite a bit of research on this. Again, there's going to be a comparison vid coming out. And for riding, for bikes, for going out for a good ride, planning tours, planning trips, days out, I don't think there's a better app out there than Kalimoto. Others do specific bits better, but as a general package, look at that house. But as a general package, Kali wins it for me. Give it a bash and try, see what you think. So come on, 1, 2, 3.
well folks, we're on the Cherohala Skyway. Oh, stunning views. I'll tell you what's going to happen, because it's got quite heavy rain again and this mist, I think the GoPro's going to steam up, isn't it?
I better stop and get some social media content. Oh, we'll go up to the viewing platform. Get Steps in. And what a view. Ah well, you can't win them all, folks, can you? Considering they've got snow and tornadoes forecast, like a day's ride to the east, I think we're doing okay. A load of people asking on the socials what this red bag is. Well, you can see there, that's just the lining bag you get with the Lone Rider moto bags. I just take that, use a couple of rock straps, strap it to the back of the bike. In there I've got all my clothes, toiletries, I've got an extension cable with the worldwide adapter, and I also have my light lock on there as well. And that's just rock strapped to the back of the bike. And then I have all my filming equipment, all my electrical, so my laptop, cameras, batteries, chargers, cables, everything. All of that, drone, all of that goes in this, the Kriega R30 rucksack. I always wear a rucksack on the bike. I've always done it since I passed my test. I'm used to it. This is fairly weighty, to be honest with you. It's probably a good 10, 15, maybe more kilograms once it's fully packed. But sitting on the bike, you don't notice it. And with this strap as well, it keeps all the weight sort of across your chest and your shoulders rather than punishing your back. But anyway, people are asking if I'll do a vid on this, on my packing, my touring setup. I think I probably will do that, so watch this space. Again, loads of people leaving comments on Instagram. I mostly interact on Instagram, folks, to be honest. I know it seems daft because it's quite a huge following on Facebook. I think it's like there's over 100,000 followers on Facebook. It's crazy. Well, I'm not convinced a lot of them are genuine. I think a lot are bots and things. Facebook's it just seems a really, I don't know, like I have a business page on Facebook and it just seems a really complicated, confused setup. Like the notifications you get, some of them are from days and days and days ago, and other ones are from immediate. They all seem to be intermingled. Like it's not chronological. And I get notified about stuff I'm not even concerned about. Pages I don't follow, and it just swallows a lot of time trying to do anything over on Facebook, to be honest with you. So I'm really sorry. Occasionally, maybe once or twice a week, I'll go and I'll check up on it. But daily I'm on Instagram. So I do all my sort of story updates and everything are over on Instagram. So loads of people contacted asking about what do I think of this bike, the Triumph 900 Rally Pro. Now, if this is the first of these vids that you've seen, these American road trip vids, then this is my mate Alad's Triumph. What do I think of the bike? I love it. I genuinely really enjoy it. It's been like all you need for a road trip like this. It's got more than enough grunt to get you up to highway speeds, but it's got loads of low down poke and grunt. Nice, beautiful, smooth, linear power delivery for the backcountry twisties and these big parkways and ridgeways. It's great. When with this Arrow exhaust, hang on, let me go down a few gears, let you hear it. It sounds awesome. Sounds like a great big V8 muscle car. It's got all the mod cons that you need. Got heated grips, nice decent screen. It's got cruise control if you want to use it. Quick shifter blipper. I love it. It's a really good bike. Obviously, given the choice, I'd rather have a big adventure bike just because, you know, I'm that sort of person. I am a GS fanboy. I do love the KTM. I would love to have one of them, but I'm pretty sure I would get frustrated and probably up the speed quite a bit and catch myself out and end up over an edge somewhere. But anyway, if you're in the market for something like this 900cc sort of range, definitely check out the Triumph 900 Rally Pro. Well, I hope you can see. Look at these houses. Oh wow, look at them. There must be lodges, can't be people's homes, surely. I think this is Teleco Plains, I think. Ah, Insta360 Ace Pro, that's right. I filmed the tail of the dragon with that yesterday, and I was using the remote because Insta had said if you use the remote you can overlay the GPS data onto the screen, and I thought that would be quite cool for the tail of the dragon section. Yeah, it didn't work. I'll be doing a series of sort of review vids on the Ace Pro. I want to use it quite a bit first. You know, it annoys me when people get given cameras or bits of kit and within a day or two they've put a vid up and you're like, you've not bloody used it. There's no way you've thoroughly tested that. But, ach well, it gets views, doesn't it? It's just me being bitter and twisted, isn't it, I suppose. But I would rather do a full, thorough job. Because they're not cheap, these cameras, you know, they're a good 400 or 500 quid. And I want to make sure whatever I tell you is factual, you know, it's based on proper use. Anyway, let's get back to this.
We're doing a right onto the 180. Ah, Wolf Pen Gap. There we go. This is the Wolf Pen Gap. 11 miles to Such. I'm sorry if I'm saying that road name wrong, people. You're probably screaming at the screen. This is more like it. Oh, I love this bike. The engine's lovely, isn't it? It sounds really fruity. You're not going that quick, but it sounds like it's hulking great big V8 or something. Arrow cans always work well with Triumph engines. This is more like it. Good call, people. Those of you who recommended this, good call. Second gear, I don't think I've used second gear yet on this trip, have I? Awesome, loving this. This was worth it. Wee, load of crud in the road. We're going to get stuck behind them. Hopefully they'll pull over for us. What a cracking road. We've done so many like this over the last few days, haven't we? Definitely, folks, if you're coming to the States to ride, take the road less travelled for sure. You know, the parkways and skyways, they're good, they are good, but if you're like me and you like this sort of stuff, I would do a little bit of them and then come off and join these sort of roads. Oh, this looks like it's steamed up a lot. Oh, sorry. Sync them up, 1, 2, 3. Okay then, right, I've got the Insta Ace Pros back on because I want to try something. The GoPros have all steamed up anyway, got loads of condensation on the visor. I'm here at 2 wheels, but I want to try this stats thing, the stats overlay. I want to see if I can do that. I think that should be us. Sync them up, 1, 2, 3. So that was 2 wheels. Now imagine that is going to be a busy place. Lovely food in there, great coffee too. Very friendly. They only opened up last week after being closed for the winter. So last weekend they opened up. So I've actually managed to time something correctly for a change. Okay, so hopefully this is working. We should now be looking at footage with my stats displayed. Anyone that does this moto vlogging sort of YouTube lark, you'll appreciate the levels of faff that are involved. It's high faffage. The rain seems to have lifted. I can actually see, and we've got some cracking roads. Oh, I tell you what I've also done. On the Insta Ace Pros, I've turned the gain down on the mic to -12 now. It was -6. But I noticed, looking back at the footage, it still sounded like it was peaking just a little bit. It's a little bit distorted and muffled at times, particularly if I got a wee bit excited. So I've dropped it to -12, and I'm wondering how that's faring now. How does that sound, people? Hello, how are you? So if I speak in quite a, this is a louder voice, one that I'd be using if I was travelling at a higher speed with a lot of wind noise, then I would kind of be speaking at this volume. But this is my like normal voice. For just cruising around like this is my normal voice at the moment. So how does that sound at -12? As opposed to when I'm speaking quite a bit louder, how does that sound? You tell me. I love the sound of this bike. I was chatting to a chap there actually back at Two Wheels who has one of these. He came out, he just got himself a coffee, he was camping round the back, and he said, oh, you know, is that your bike? So we were chatting away and he said, oh yeah, I've got exactly the same one, but he does a lot of dirt riding, so much so that he'd been doing some dirt riding and he smashed into a stump of wood on the belly pan, and it's pushed the belly pan up and cracked the oil sump. So it's at the workshop now, but he said there's an 8-week waiting time for replacement belly pan and oil sump. 8 weeks! But he loves the bike. He says he does predominantly dirt riding and absolutely loves it. He's got a little KTM, I think it's a 350 he said he's got with him for this weekend. Yeah, but that Two Wheels place, you can see that's going to be a bit of a biker's mecca for around here. It's just all geared up for bikes. They're playing the Dakar on a big screen on the inside. Loads of posters up on the wall. Even one for Zero. Mind you, Zero is an American electric motorcycle manufacturer. There's a map on the wall, and people put little notes on there to show where they've come from. Actually, why didn't I do that? What an idiot. What an idiot. Why didn't I do that? What a chunk. But there was people from all over the world. I'm starting to take these roads for granted now, aren't I? I'm not even saying anything anymore. Just amazing. Such good riding roads. Fair play, America. Fair play. I really do like the reliability of these Instas. There's just not been any issue with them in terms of, you know, software problems, file corruptions. I've not had anything at all. I actually prefer the sort of slightly more saturated look of GoPro footage. I prefer the sound on the GoPro. It just captures a little bit more ambient noise, so you get the engine noise more. That sort of just gets muffled by the Ace Pro. It seems to cancel it out. I don't like the lack of a screen here on the front. The GoPros have that, so it makes getting a shot as a moto vlogger, it makes, you know, how do you say it? What's the word I'm looking for? You know, making sure I'm getting me in the picture. I've forgotten the terminology. Oh dear. Anyway, you know what I mean. The back flip up screen isn't much use for moto vlogging. You know, whether it's on your helmet or the cockpit looking at you, there's just no point in it really for what we do. If you're vlogging, yeah, absolutely, but not for what we do. A screen on the back and then just a basic one on the front here, basically like GoPro. That would be awesome. This magnetic clip thing, I think DJI have it as well. On the I couldn't comment on the DJI ones, I've never used that, but on Insta it's brilliant in terms of practicality. However, you really do have to make sure you fully clipped it into place. You have to give it quite a considerable squeeze together to ensure that it's clicked into place, because I thought I had back there at Two Wheels, and I got the satisfying click, gave it a shake, everything seemed fine, and then when I was carrying my helmet back to the bike, the camera fell off, and the only thing holding it on was the mic cable. Make sure the camera is actually located nice and firmly, but once it's located, it is so good to be able to just push those little clips in and off pops the camera. You don't need to unscrew everything like you do with the GoPros. GoPro could definitely learn a lot. I've been loyal to GoPro for years. I mean, I've used GoPro since the Hero 1. I've got them all in my office. I've got the 1, the 2, the 3 Plus. I think there's a 5, no, there's a 7. There's a 9, a 10, couple of 11s. And they've let me down so many times. The latest ones, since about the 10 I've found, have been a lot better. And certainly since they brought out those Enduro batteries, you know, the white Enduro batteries, they were a big game changer. But you just need any issue on your SD card. The GoPro has a sulk. Sometimes they just freeze or stop recording for no reason. So in terms of reliability, you know, oh, what's that there? Is that Sheriff? No, he's pulling out. In terms of reliability, GoPro would be, well, I can only really vouch between the Ace Pro and the GoPros, because I've not used the DJI as yet. The Ace Pro wins in terms of reliability. The Ace Pro, it also feels more substantial. It feels a bit heavier, a bit more solid. Not that that should have any bearing on anything, but you know, I don't know, it feels better in the hand, so to speak. Slightly heavier, so if you are holding the camera to get any sort of footage, then, you know, a slightly heavier camera, I find, is easier to get a steadier shot. I mean, I have very shaky hands. I have, oh, I can't remember what they call it. Basically, I've got nerve damage in my back and lots of concussions from my rugby days, and it means I have like these shakes in my hands. I think they call them essential tremors. I think that's what it's called. I'm only saying that because a friend of mine also had it, and that's what he'd been told they were called. I've never been diagnosed with that, but we both had very shaky hands, so I'm assuming I've got the same as him. Anyway, with a slightly heavier camera, I find it easier to try and hold the camera and get a steadier shot if it's a little bit more weight to it. The GoPros, when I'm holding them, and my like DJI Pocket that I have, I think I've got the Pocket 2, yeah, even though that's stabilised and a handheld gimbal, I shake like a pooing dog sometimes, so it's quite hard to get steady shots. Quite excited to see these stats, hope it's worked. I've got to admit, when I first saw like the PR around it, I just thought, what a gimmick, who's going to want to show that? And I also thought, for me, like, I spend half my time blurring out the speed in my vids, and I thought, oh geez, no. But there's definitely going to be times when it'll be handy to have that. I think it also logs your GPS route as well, I think. Just the old patch of oil on the road. Just got to keep your eyes peeled. This is where it's hard to keep your vision, you know, up there, because every now and then I'm scanning down here, it's like, oh, what is that? But it's only natural. I think the key is not to concentrate too much. Just quick scan, what is it, identify it, get your vision back up. See there, I moved my head to look right up round the corner, but then noticed like a darker thing in my path. So I looked to see if it was oil, and all it was just a slight gully in the road. Nothing that should concern me. But it was a real struggle to drag my vision back up, get it right up ahead, punch it out there. You just have to keep practicing it, folks. Consciously make the effort to do it. Again, looking at my nose rather than round. There was just so much going on in the road there. Lots of different shapes, colours. Do as I say, don't do as I do, people. Okay. Beautiful road. I basically came out of two wheels, and I turned left to head north. So whatever road that was. Whee! Okay, so hopefully we've managed to track some data there. But tell me what you think. What's it look like on the footage? Do you like it? I think you can change, well, I know you can. You can change the style or the theme of the stats, what's shown. You know, you can muck about with it. So you don't always have to have your speed shown all the time. You don't always have to have the GPS information shown. You can tailor what you want, and you can tailor how it looks as well. So what do you think? Hopefully I'm showing you a few different examples now. If not, you can't, or I haven't figured it out. This is a good road. This is a very good road. You can see all the dry patches starting to form now. You just have to look out for these tar snakes. The overbanding, that gets incredibly slippy. So what are you thinking so far of the series, folks? Are you enjoying it? Did you know this about American roads? How good they are for riding? Are you thinking about doing your own trip now? If you are, where are you going? When you going? Let me know. Basically, comment please, folks. Does wonders. Liking, sharing, commenting, obviously subscribing. We're nearly at 100k. Got about another 9,000 to go. This has been a long old slog. I've been at this, oh god, 14 years. Folks, keep doing your thing. Look after those that you love. Get on out there whenever you can, but most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha! Or should I say, yee-haw! Here's Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hey.
I'm gonna have to go back. I've left my rucksack.
Oh no!
Nashville, baby. This comes as a shock.
It's changed a bit since I've been away. America!